Welcome to a casted game of Age of Mythology Told. I'm MythBro, and today we're going to be watching a game of Hades versus Set. These two seem to be maybe the most popular in the meta, already evolving here in the beta. With the Greeks, I usually see Hades, a lot of Poseidon, and with the Egyptians, Set, a good amount of, a little bit of Isis, but primarily Set out here. So today we got Pato playing in blue here as Hades. You can see him, he's got 4 villagers on the giraffes, 2 going to the wood. And on the other side of the map, we have Chemo, and Chemo's playing Set. And this is a really interesting one because you can convert animals with your priests. So this is about the only wololo you'll be getting in Age of Mythology. And so what he's doing is he comes out here, converts these giraffes to the side. He can use them to go attack, but more so often, they take them back to their TC and then they eat them. Instead of having to farm, they can just eat giraffe, and who doesn't like a good giraffe ribeye on a Sunday morning? We're wrapping up towards the end of the beta weekend here, and I've been casting countless games, made a few guides, and playing the ladder, of course, having a blast. But I'm interested to hear what is your impression so far of the beta. Let me know down in the comments or live on Twitch chat if you've been enjoying the beta. What have you liked? What have you disliked? It's a beta, so there's always some room for improvements, but man, I gotta say, I think off to a really, really good start, knowing it'll probably only get better. We see right now Chemo grabbing his pickaxe here in the first age as he starts to move towards age up. So looking to get some extra gold, empowering his granary, of course. The Egyptians, they use the pharaoh, they empower buildings and get increased drop-offs. So that's going to be similar to maybe your Chinese imperial official from AoE 4. And off to, well, rather I would say the AoE 4 imperial officials, maybe more like the, the pharaoh. But anyways, I'm very excited to see this game, how it pans out. So Hades versus Set. We've got some giraffes being converted. Now, the map we're playing on here, this is Blue Lagoon. And Blue Lagoon has just these kind of lagoons just in the middle of the map. But a big thing about Blue Lagoon, all of the settlements are rather forward. So when you're looking to expand, you've got to have a deal of map control. Even your second expansion is kind of down in the corner, but there's some space between that and your TC could really get cut off at attack. So as far as the animals go, we've got some rhinos in the middle of the map, and you also notice how he's grabbing the mid-map animals to bring them back home because it's a little safer later on if you wanted to walk out and get some of these. But a lot of times Set doesn't have to leave their town center, so that's what we'll see what happens. Hermes, please don't pin test my website. Oh, is FitzBro even sleeping? Friday, I streamed the beta for 8 hours after working for 8 hours. I stayed up for like 5 hours working on AoM.gg. You're home for AoM Recs. Go download, upload them. AoM.gg. I'm not gonna lie, I think I purchased like the greatest domain. I couldn't believe I was able to get AoM.gg. And then yesterday we got an 8-hour stream in, so actually it was 9 hours. But to your answer, no, we don't sleep. And I have a baby, so not sleeping is kind of my MO right now. I'm built for this. I'm just built differently. Okay, so Hades already out here with the hero. This is Ajax, and with the Greeks, you train your heroes at the town center. And something really unique in Retold is you can train your heroes simultaneously with your villagers. So it used to be you'd have to stop training a villager to train up a hero. Now you can train a hero right next to your villager, even while aging up at the same time. You can even train 2 heroes at the exact same time. It's pretty crazy, and they're fairly good. I've been really impressed by the Greek heroes, and you can use heroes, of course, in Age of Mythology to pick up these relics on the map. Now, these relics won't be giving you gold, but they have different perks. This one, heroes regenerate hit points while fighting enemy units. So some different perks, and right now we see a god power. See if I can see it in time. He's right now revealing the map. He just revealed this so he can see what his enemy's doing. He's got 11 seconds to kind of check it out. Oh my gosh, and we got a big rush. I haven't seen this one yet. He used reveal to get line of sight, and then he called in shifting sands to shift his pharaoh, his priest, his gazelle, and Wajit to go over here and attack. Now, Ares responded with the sentry from Hades, and I don't know if that was it was absolutely worth it. The Rex I always like freeze here for 10 seconds. It'll be right back to us. I don't know what you guys think about this. Was it worth it to shift in there? He got like one hit off and then immediately going to have to retreat. I guess kind of putting pressure on the wood line. You can push the Greeks off of wood, push them off of gold. It's going to slow down a little bit of what they're trying to do as they go into the second age. But as you can see, they're going to have to retreat. He can heal up though with these units. Maybe just to spook him a little bit. Give him a little spooking. Oh, okay. Could perhaps get the Minotaur there. Maybe that was his goal here with this priest. Easy pickup there. Down goes the Minotaur, but he's probably going to use this Wadjet if he doesn't get out of there. Going to need to do some micro. Usually you see shifting sands used with timing attacks, but typically later on in the game. That was rather early. He went for that. Oh, is he going to get Ajax? 22 HP, 9 HP. He's able to pick him up. So this was a good attack. He got a hero. He got a Minotaur. That's gonna be nice. Now, I cranked up my audio a little bit, and I'm regretting it a little bit. Let's nerf that audio too strong. There we go. Let's nerf it a little bit more. Audio, sound. Yeah, it gets a little. Oh, do I have to click apply? I might have to. Hold on. That's crazy, right? No, I think it already applies it. Something like that. Okay. So, action right out of the gate, in like the 5-minute mark. We already had action going on. Yeah, I feel like he jumped out pretty quick, but I don't know. He got a few pickups on some of the military. Oh, he almost got a villager there. Definitely, you know, there's a lot of times, you know, I found sometimes you end up keeping shifting sand sitting in the bank. So at least he got it used early. Oh, you know what? Maybe part of his strategy was using shifting sands into his enemy's base to distract him. So he could come out here, grab a mid-map, set him out without worrying about being harassed. We also see Pato dropping his own settlement. So that's going to be a 2 TC gaming for both of these. Zagorot says, small nitpicks. It bothers me that the keyboard shortcut in spectator mode goes between explored and normal instead of normal revealed. Yeah, there's a lot of things with the spectator mode that I think could be improved. It's a little weird as you switch between like visibility. Like you sometimes will click on a unit and it won't say what the unit is, or it gives you weird line of sight that you're not actually seeing. But hopefully that gets improved over time. I really just want the UI. When I click on a unit, I want to see what they can build, what abilities they have, their cooldowns. I think that'll be really cool to get. Now look at this. Set going for a forward base. Now, let's talk about this forward base here for a second. So for Set, they get discounted prices at their barracks by building it under the influence of a monument. This is the only civilization that can do this. And so you see him building 1, 2, 3 forward barracks, builds a monument to the soldiers in the middle, and that's that red you're seeing right there. That's gonna be a discount. So he's got a really good stronghold right here at the front. He's also walling off kind of his flank there on the south side. So getting a good footing on the map. And Set really excels at their barracks units. Very good. Sometimes you'll see maybe Ra or Isis really going for the third age very quickly, but Set just as happy to fight it out here in the second age. Okay, Pato has opened up with a stable. So going to be going for some raiding out there with his cav on the map, seeing what he can pick up. Both players on their 2 TCs right now. Let's see what's going on in the base of the Egyptians. Not much back at home. He's only got a few on wood. What do you guys think about the UI being at the top? Both in the caster and in the main playing mode, the UI is always here. I'm always used to looking at my resources down here from other age games, so it's a little bit of a learning curve, but we'll see if we get used to it. Now, when you build your houses, oftentimes you want to do this. You want to surround your tower so it protects it from being raided. You can also use them as kind of like a wall. You can decide to wall between 2 spots with houses to block them out. With the Egyptians, of course, your houses as well as your economic buildings are going to be free. So you can just spam those out, but of course, it's going to be villager time spent building houses maybe you don't need and not gathering. So there's trade-offs, but also you don't get house. It's going to be nice to be. And hopefully it'll unfreeze here in a second or two. It appears to do this in the replays, and I hope they get this fixed up before the Red Bull Wolo tournament happens, because we certainly will not want pauses happening. Now, I do also wonder if a player pauses the game, if that gets reflected in the caster UI. Even when you're playing, it doesn't give you an indication the game's paused. It could be possible that these players maybe actually pause this game, because it doesn't feel like... Usually when it freezes up, you can't even move around the screen. So I might have paused the game here for a moment. This is a live casted game out on the ranked ladder. Now, back in the base, you do see Pato is on his berries. there early on. Now, berries have a little bit of a slower gather rate than going for the hunts, like going for the rhinos here, going for the giraffes. But he decided not to go for those, maybe just for the safety of them. Yeah, we think it probably a player's paused. He's got to go, you know, he's got to go change the batteries on his mouse, on his headset. Let's take some time to zoom in. I like that we have a lot of different zoom levels here in AoM Retold. You can go super zoom out the top, which is great for casting mode particularly. I don't like really playing at the zoom level. And then you can also zoom all the way in, get it nice and personal what's going on. Man, I'll tell you what, if they add tilt in, if I could tilt the camera, that would be a game changer. If I'm able to tilt, especially for making thumbnails. Okay, it was pause. You can actually see pauses remaining. So, I mean, pause was always in Age of Empires, but somehow in AoE 4, they managed to never access this forbidden technology. But the Seekers of the Titans, we have pause back. So good to see being able to pause in the middle of the game. Always appreciated. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Maybe a little bit of a showdown here between Ajax and his horsies. And it looks like some slingers and some spearmen. Spearmen are always a good option with your infantry line with the Egyptians. The Egyptians, they have spearmen, they have axemen, and then they have these slingers. Spearmen being good against horses, axemen being against infantry, slingers particularly good against archers. But spearmen are kind of a great mainline unit I'd prefer making, just because they've got a good speed. They're very fast. Oh, what's going on over here? Okay, I think a villager might have went down, but both of his raiding cavalry went down as well. Slingers also very good against archers. What they do, they're, you know, counter units. Okay, we got medium slingers. He did get his upgrades there, and gonna be picking up. Look at that! Whoa, one villager goes down. Probably get a second one. And is that? I thought that was that is Achilles. Why is Achilles not glowing? Maybe it's because I'm not on his perspective. Isn't Achilles supposed to glow? Somebody fact check. I thought heroes are supposed to glow. There's no glowing here. He's just blending in there. He's blending. They usually glow. I'm fairly certain. I don't know. I wish you could snapshot zoom levels under hotkeys. Ooh, that'd be crazy. Yeah, he was glowing earlier. Maybe, you know, he just, you know, sometimes, you know, at first something in life, it shines, and then after a while, that shine just kind of wears off, and you just get used to plain old Achilles blending in with the medium Hippias. I always love the beta weekend because it's like everything's so new, everything's so fresh. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't stop playing this game. I'll never get sick of it. I'll never get frustrated. There can't be a meta, like, and that'll change over time with any RTS that you grind enough. But it's fun the first time, right? Who doesn't remember their first games on a brand new beta of a new Age of Empires or Age of Mythology game? I still have my AoE disc from the OG game in my office here with the CD-ROM and everything. We used to play games on CD-ROMs. Let me know if you guys, if you ever played the OG game with a physical CD. I guess if you played the original, you probably did, unless you just picked up Extended Edition. Okay, so we're seeing Restoration coming in here to heal up his troops. So he just put some healing on all of his cav. Now he's got a few archers, but those slingers are going to take out those archers pretty easily, and it really just seems like Chemo's army is growing and growing, and if he camps this forward base, he can take out all the reinforcements, and that really could end up being GG. But too early to call that yet. Archers doing a good job kiting back behind the archer range, also using the sentinel. So this is kind of a good spot for Pato to be fighting. But meanwhile, Chemo, he just has no end in sight. I really like this immediate naked 2TC opening. I think his plan with Shifting Sands was truly just to distract his enemy from any rushes, grabbed a town center behind that, and then immediately set up a forward base, and has just been able to dominate the battlefield here. It kind of feels like so far. Villager count 57 versus 56, so very similar villager counts there. No walls for Pato. It looks like Chemo is doing a good job of defending his side of the map. Just keeping the pressure on. You always got to watch to see if anyone's banking for an age up. I mean, at some point, it does kind of look macro-wise like a Chemo could sneak towards an age up here, even right now. It costs, what, is it 800, 600, 800, 400? I think it's 800, 600. I forget, you know, when I go through all the, I play a little bit of all the Age of Empires games, and when I switch around a lot, They all have a different age up cost. I wish they all cost the same. They cost different in every game, and it messes with me. I forget what the age up costs are. But yeah, it looks like he is macroing for an age up. Now to age up to the 3rd age, you have to build either an armory or a market. And oh, there is an age up. Pato just aged up, and this could be a good opportunity for him. Let's see, where's his lion? There he is. Okay, so he's got the Nemean lion. He aged up with Aphrodite's, which particularly has some good upgrades for the villagers, some good economic upgrades. And this lion will actually stun this army with this roar. And you got to watch out for that, because I mean, having your whole army stunned, really impactful in a battle when you get archers and horsemen or Hippias getting into position. I see in chat, David says, how the hell am I supposed to live the next 4 days without this game? I'm thinking the same thing. Like, I'm going to be going into withdrawal. Like, I'm going to be going back and watching my own YouTube cast just to, you know, that's how you live the next 40 games. You just queue up a FitzBro playlist. I've got all of the hot casts, so you probably didn't see them all. Go check them out. Okay, you've got shades out here. Of course, when Hades loses some units, they come back in shade form. And there we go. We got that stun from the lion that we talked about. Trying to get... I always feel like the beta watermark goes right in the way, right when the battle happens. Like, get out of the way. Let's see what happens there. Okay, so we got Nemean lion. Whoa, what was that? Oh, there's a Minotaur in the back line. Give Sense the Slinger on a little bit of a journey there. Pharaoh goes down, and we have age 3 now for Set. But it feels like with that, Pato is got a little bit of control here. He's able to get a forward fortress, securing his next gold line. He's building up some stables, kind of building a choke point here to defend. And he's doing all right. Maybe he could think about grabbing this 3rd settlement at some point. On the other side, we've got a siege works immediately for Chemo. Now, often for the Egyptians, you see that Migdal stronghold, but I think he's really doubled down on the units from the attack revealer, right? You guys see the attack revealer? The barracks. Anyways, we have ancestors coming up. This is the army of the dead coming to fight for Set and the underworld. Animals getting in on the fun as well. We've got giraffes, we've got hippos, we got zebras. Oh my gosh, the Nemean lions stunning there. Those ancestors kind of blending in there, but they're running around. Look at that, taking out units on the back line. He's got a few Petrobolos. I don't know if he was going for an attack there early on. He's actually done a lot of damage to the siege works. But slingers are starting to grow in numbers. Now, these are not like mangonels from AoE 4. They don't do much to the units. You want to use them on buildings. But he's able to hold this pretty easily. He's got these Peltis, and Peltis are the counter archer for the Greeks. And doing some nice carnage there already on. Chemo under siege. I love it that the siege towers have a fiery animation. I think it looks so freaking badass. Look at that thing. Oh, yeah. Love it. Did you know siege towers actually counter other siege towers? They hit them with the little ram. I'm assuming it's the same for Petrobolos? Because they do crush damage. I think so. Okay, now this Greek army really growing. So it kind of felt like early on Pato had a lot of tempo, but Chemo had a lot of tempo, but now Pato is starting to bring the pain. Taking out siege works, taking out that town center. This could be kind of the snowball that he needs. Look at this, he's coming in, he did it! There you go, he did a ram with the tower. He takes out one of the Petrobolos. Now, while the Greeks have access to the Petrobolos in their fortress, the Egyptians, you need to build the siege works. They build elephants and chariots and camels from their fortress, or their Migdal stronghold, rather. Egyptian catapult one-taps Petrobolos. Yeah, an ancient culverin. Yeah, essentially, that's what it is. Down goes the settlement. And of course, these horses pretty good against chariots, so not the best of trades here. Greeks looking like they're starting to snowball. I'm not sure if he can Chemo recover from this. This is starting to look pretty dire. We've got Migdal strongholds under siege. He's trying to hold lots of archers in the mix, but this Peltis, of course, is getting extra bonus damage. Look at this, 4 times bonus damage against ranged soldiers. So it's a bad day to be a chariot when you're out here with Peltis. Man, I don't know. It's looking like he's got this under control. Pato behind this. base looking wonderful. The high era of the Greeks. What's he building down here? A market, gonna get trading online. Doing not a care in the world. Forces on the front line, bringing back lots of spoils of war. We've got Chiron on the back line. And with that, Pantheon got off to a little bit of a rough start, but hits the age 3 timing just a little bit before his opponent and is able to get his fortress down and get some counter units out and take that game across the finish line. A strong performance from Hades, an early Shifting Sands, maybe the earliest Shifting Sands I've seen so far, but didn't work out here today. I hope you enjoyed this casted game of Age of Mythology Retold. If you did, I got plenty more on the channel along with guides, and I'll be bringing you lots of AoM content. And of course, if you got some Rex you'd like to upload, go check out aom.gg, and I've got a Rex channel that you can upload and download your recorded games. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.